Alright, this is an anime review. Okay, for those of you that didn't know, I'm a casual fan of anime. Well, now you know. So, if anime is not your cup of tea, I highly recommend you exit this video right now because for the rest of this video. So, Berserk. So, when I first heard that this project was greenlit, I had mixed feelings about it because, on one hand, I was kind of annoyed that it was revealed to be on CGI, and everyone knows that CGI and anime doesn't really mix well. Uh, though in the Berserk movies, the CGI actually wasn't awful. I thought, you know, you can tell that in the movies there were a lot of hand drawings that are mixed into their computer graphics, which is pretty expensive to do. And even with the decent drawings, there were some scenes in the movie that still looked pretty crappy and robotic. For them to make a whole like TV series and in CGI, it's hard to imagine that they'd have a pretty good budget for that. You know what I'm saying? Um, because that is pretty expensive. So, but with that said, I was still pretty happy to hear that they were going to be animating Berserk because I mean we've had two adaptations. We had the TV series and the movie adaptations. Neither of them go past the Golden Age arc. All right, so it would be nice to see some of these visuals get on screen if they are even if they are CGI. Um, I won't go into detail or spoil the series, but there are a lot of monsters that really deserve to be animated. A lot of monsters in Berserk. So, uh, I mean, there are some things, some fucked up things that you guys like. Let's just say that these things really deserve to be animated. I'll leave it at that. Also, by the way, I highly recommend that anyone that's planning on picking up Berserk 2016, the series, they go and watch the Berserk Golden Age movies to catch themselves up on where they need to be in order to follow the show. Because this adaptation takes place after the Golden Age arc. You know, it's a blessing for those who have already seen the adaptations, but I also understand how it can be frustrating for some people who haven't seen the adaptations. But my point is, there are some animated adaptations out there that can catch you up on Berserk 2016, the anime. Like the Golden Age arc would be perfect for you. The Golden Age arc is pretty much the Golden Age movie arc is pretty much a summary of the TV series, and with some decent CGI. It'll even prep your eyes for the CGI to come with this TV series. All right, so let's dive into the content of Berserk 2016 and talk about the opening. As far as song choice goes in the opening, I did not like that style of music. You know, it's not my cup of tea. But it didn't make my ears bleed or anything like that, so I can see why some people might have enjoyed the song choice in that opening. However, what I will say is that I love the images that they use in this anime. You know, in anime openings, they usually have some images that pretty much set the tone for uh, the season or the episode that you're about to watch. And pretty much what they used in Berserk was images from the previous events that came before what we're being given in this episode. So basically, they use all Golden Age arc, which is good. You know, it's like the pretty much it's like this anime was pretty much set up for those that have already seen all the other all the other adaptations of Berserk. So if you are someone that's seen the other adaptations and have been craving for a new adaptation for Berserk that goes beyond the Golden Age arc, this anime is gonna be like already it'll probably make your mouth water. Like yes, finally some new shit. So, but what did piss me off about the opening was the animation style. Pretty much, they're basically saying like because what they use for the animation style of the opening was a lot of like regular anime. Like it wasn't like CGI. It was just regular anime. Like it makes you wonder like why didn't you guys just fucking make the whole fucking series like this, like how like the animation style that you're using for the opening. Why don't you make it like that? But then after the opening, we get right back into the crappy CGI and just like, oh man, fuck, you know. Pretty much, it's like a little dick tease, you know. But yeah, that's those are my thoughts on the opening. So by now, you guys probably can tell I don't like CGI. I don't like CGI in anime. Period. There are some cases, like again, the Berserk Golden Age arc movies. I thought what they did with mixing in the hand drawings were okay. They were decent, and it made it a lot easier to swallow the fact that they made this in CGI. They made that movie in CGI. But in this TV series, the mix-in hand drawings occur a lot less frequently. So for the most part, you know, the animation was just trash. Okay, I didn't like it. Like I said, they mixed in some hand drawings in there, so there are sometimes some scenes that make me say, okay, that's better. But for the most part, it was just garbage. But of course, if you've been a fan of the Berserk series, you're gonna watch it regardless. You know, whether it's in CGI or whatnot. I don't think it'll matter. But I can see this CGI thing turning away a lot of new viewers, preventing them from even wanting to pick it up or even try some of the previous series. So, yeah. Okay, another thing I did not like about the animation of this new Berserk series was the blood and gore. Okay, there's this one scene where the little girl gets stabbed in the stomach, and the way they depict it is like just a little speck of blood, not nothing major, just a little bit of blood, and that it kind of, I mean, from what I'm used to seeing with Berserk, when it comes to blood and gore, you have to go full out with it. You can't go halfway. You have to go full out. Okay, I don't want to see just a little speck of blood when a girl just got stabbed by like a big ass sword. No, I want to see. You have to show Berserk in all its glory. Okay, can't go halfway with that shit. Okay, you can't just have a little. It's like someone just grabbed like a piece of marker and just drew it all over his shirt. I hope that they improve upon this in the future, in future episodes. But I did not like that scene in particular. That I'm gonna probably put a picture up of it, but I thought that was pretty unacceptable. But yeah, that's pretty much it for animation. Overall, it wasn't, for CGI, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it's definitely not. Again, I hate CGI in anime, but because it's Berserk, I'll probably grow into it. There's no way I'm not gonna watch this series. I'm just gonna put it down like that. And for you guys to understand some of the passion some of these Berserk fans feel, you have to take a look into like the previous adaptations of the series. This is really good. Okay, you have to find even the manga. Like I don't really read much manga, but this is one particular series where I actually went out of my way to find some of the manga and read it, because that's how good Berserk is. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the animation. Let's talk about something else. Let's see, what else do I want to bitch about? Now, let's talk soundtrack, music, whatever. I thought the soundtrack of Berserk 2016 episode 1, I thought it was pretty okay. There weren't any particular soundtracks that stood out to me, but you know, the music was fine. It was decent, and it fit the tone really well. I remember the first anime adaptation of Berserk. I thought it had a really good soundtrack. So far I definitely like the anime adaptation more than this one. However, I will say that the anime adaptation's opening, even though I like that song better than the opening they used for Berserk 2016, Berserk 2016's opening definitely fit Berserk the series a lot better than that rock song they used in Berserk's initial first adaptation. So yeah, again, so this soundtrack for Berserk 2016, it's okay. It fits the series. It doesn't make you distracted or anything like that. It fits the tone of the Berserk pretty well. But there aren't anything that really stands out that makes you say, "Oh wow, like this is good." You know, nothing yet. But we've only seen one episode, of course, so we'll probably see some. We'll probably not see. We'll probably hear some better music, some better sounds as we go along with the series. Okay, so I'm gonna cram story, pacing, and characterization into one piece. When it comes to the story progression, I mean, not much really happens. It's just if you this is pretty much they're just showing a regular day in Guts' life, okay? However, from a characterization standpoint, they do kind of show you what kind of an individual Guts is. He's not necessarily a hero. He's a vagabond, a traveler that just so happens to save people in his process. I mean, if you have helped him previously, he will do what he can to return the favor. But clearly he's not going to go out of his way to save anybody. That's just the character that they portray in the series so far, and it's an accurate one. It's very close to the adaptation of the manga. Also, we get a glimpse into some of the other main characters we'll be having in the series. Obviously, you have Guts, the Black Swordsman, badass, arguably one of the baddest asses of the series, of any manga series. And then we also get introduced to his fairy follower, whatever you want to call him, Puck, and the redheaded dude. I forget his name at the moment. His name escapes me. But yeah, we get to see pretty much who Guts is potentially going to be traveling with, his companions and whatnot. So those are the characters. And now let's talk pacing. Pacing wise, it was pretty quick. It was straight to the point. They pretty much, this was just an introductory episode, pretty much introducing some of the characters that we'll be seeing a lot in the series. They showed Puck. They showed Ishijiro. Fuck, how do you? Sorry, I forgot the redheaded dude's name. And they showed Guts. Of course, you gotta have Guts in there. So overall, this was a pretty decent episode. It was a little fast paced, but I'm pretty sure they're going to slow it down when it matters. The pacing was pretty good for what they're trying to do, in my opinion. And it was a decent first episode. My main gripe about the series is the CGI. I really wish they just animated it the more conventional way, but you know, it's Berserk, so I'll take it however way I can get it. Anyway, that's it for my first impressions. I might do an episode by episode review of the series. Yeah, it's probably gonna be that's most likely what I'm gonna be doing, episode by episode reviews. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I'm just a casual fan of anime. And, you know, like I always say, you don't have to be an expert to give your opinion on something. So take my opinions as you will. But take care. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.